Okay, I think we're now live.
Yeah, it says that.
All right. Well, we're on our last conversation. I'm
Yeah,
pretty happy.
yeah. It's nice to
Class is over.
be done with that.
It's been fun, though. It's been fun. Okay. So, again, I'm Nathan Wayman,
I'm Garrett Gardner.
and we're partnering up to talk about the joys of classroom management, and we'll do some examples of that. So, first off, I guess a few thoughts I have about classroom management from what we learned in the seminars. I think it's really important that the teacher is aware of each student and what their needs are as far as learning and how they get along well with others, how they behave. So if the teacher is aware of that, then managing the classroom is going to go a lot better because you know how each student's going to react in a situation and how to make them have the best experience in learning.
Yeah, I think that's important too, knowing each of your students. And also, to elaborate on that, I think setting the groundwork early, like first day, telling them this is how the class works, is what I expect, your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And then letting them know exactly what kind of teacher you are might even be more effective than getting to know your students' needs.
That's a good point. Yeah. So setting some policies right off the bat. This is how I run my classroom, and if you disregard the rules, and this is how I'm going to punish you. And I think giving them like a source of motivation too is really important. So they want to behave and they want to do the best they can to contribute to that learning environment, so that everyone is happy and
That's
has a good school.
That's a good point. The motivation, I think, is really important in managing your classroom, because if they're not motivated and they just hate your class, then you're probably in control pretty fast. But maybe not, because I've had some teachers that I just did not like how they taught classes.
He just wasn't too high in that class to do well. I think most of it was the teacher's fault because they didn't set the expectations in the beginning, and they didn't. I guess they didn't instill that desire to learn in us as the students, and it seemed like the teacher didn't really even want to be there either. So
Yeah,
I mean, why would you want to be there?
Yeah, that is kind of important. And with motivation, I think enthusiasm too. Like the more a teacher is into what they're teaching, the more exciting it is to learn about it, because they want you to know it's not just the curriculum that they're just throwing at you.
Yeah, that's so true. So true. Okay. And so as a subtopic, I had this great idea to talk about controversial situations and how that contributes to classroom management when things like that come up. And we came up as religion as an example of that. So what are your thoughts on that, Garrett?
Well, I don't think it's as big. Every year, it's probably getting less and less influential, at least religion is.
Mm-hmm.
But I grew up in a small Utah town, and religion was brought up a lot in classes. And I'm not saying it was a bad thing, but I feel like it can really make other people that maybe aren't part of that religion uncomfortable. And that can lead to hard managing things in the classroom.
Right. Yeah. It kind of makes them feel like an out group.
Exactly.
And, yeah. So it kind of makes it hard to want to contribute in that environment if you don't feel like you belong.
I think if we can go past religion, like even race or I don't know, even with sports you play, what clubs you are part of. Maybe that's not as controversial as I think it is. But race definitely can be controversial in some situations.
Definitely, yeah. And nowadays, there's so many things that people can get offended by. So as a teacher, it's important for us to be aware of all of those things and to just make sure that when those situations come up, we know how to handle them in a calm manner that's not not too harsh with the students. Because if you destroy that learning environment, it's really hard to bring it back.
Yeah, that's like that video that got shown in the seminar with the police officer. Like that just ruined that class. Probably wouldn't have been manageable for a few weeks after, maybe a week after.
That's what we'll be talking about. For sure, yeah. So management is important, really important. Well, that's all I had thought to talk about. You want to say anything else?
I think we covered a lot. That's the basics of management, at least.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, I guess we're done.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, class or professor. I guess you're the only one who maybe watched these. It's been a good class, so thank you.